Not all thrive in the light. Some parts of us enjoy being in the light, while others prefer to stay hidden in the shadow. It's not that one is better than the other, they're just different. Within each of us lies a delicate balance between these realms. As we explore our own selves, we discover the layers that make us who we are. None of us are perfect. Deep within, we all have basic instincts for connection and power. We also carry a hidden side, the parts we hide, where our darker traits might lurk, often hidden by a desire to seem kind and gentle. But what we hide doesn't disappear. It lingers in our unconscious mind, forming what Carl Jung called the shadow. Only those who traverse the darkness can hope to make true progress on their spiritual journey. Think of the shadow as a veil over the garden of your soul. It's created by something called our persona, a mask we wear in social situations. This persona is a mix of traits we show to the world and what we hope defines us. The persona serves two purposes. It shapes how others see us while hiding our true selves. We start building it in childhood, learning what traits are accepted by family, friends, and society. Over time, we may even forget which parts are really us and which are just the mask. To avoid feeling like we're pretending, we might start believing our persona is our true self. This process leaves our less desirable traits hidden in our unconscious, forming the shadow. It's a reservoir of repressed emotions and tendencies that don't fit our chosen persona. The shadow doesn't stay dormant, it influences us without us realizing it. One way it does this is through projection, where we see our own hidden traits in others. At times, we engage in a fascinating psychological phenomenon known as projection. We project our own hidden weaknesses, faults, and evils onto others, be it individuals, groups, nations, races, or political parties. It's like we're attributing to others the very qualities we dislike in ourselves, often leading us to criticize and attack them. It's as if a part of our own soul, the part we're not proud of, seeks refuge in someone else. This projection is a bit like an age-old practice of scapegoating, something humans have done for centuries, back when witches and werewolves haunted our collective imagination. Our shadow, those hidden aspects of ourselves, doesn't just stay locked away in our unconscious mind. It quietly influences our daily lives, affecting our moods and behaviors. During moments of stress or conflict, when our conscious mind struggles to keep the doors to the unconscious locked, the shadow emerges. It reveals itself, often causing harm. Some may claim they've conquered their shadow, that it no longer resides within them. But there are often unseen forces at play. They might experience moments of hysteria, engage in self-deception, or exhibit unexplained physical symptoms like stomach issues, mysterious pains, irritability, and nervousness. Instead of denying the shadow, we can choose to shine a light on this dark facet of our character. It starts with acknowledging its existence. It's the understanding that the persona we show to the world and our conscious self don't encompass our entire being. Once we accept this, honest introspection and self-critique can help reveal the traits we've hidden from ourselves and others. As Carl Jung wisely said, both the light and darkness within us will eventually surface if we strive to live without self-deception and self-delusion. However, some aspects of our shadow remain deeply buried in our unconscious, beyond the reach of introspection. To uncover these elusive facets, we can use various strategies. One is to pay attention to our emotional reactions to traits we notice in others, especially those that stir strong feelings in us. These emotional responses often indicate that the very trait we're reacting to might exist within us. Another approach is to examine the shadow of someone close to us. This can sometimes be easier than exploring our own depths. Many aspects of the shadow are influenced by societal and cultural trends and are shared among members of our society. Therefore, a trait we reject in another person has likely been rejected by a sibling or close friend. By delving into their shadow, we gain valuable insights into our own. In the words of Carl Jung, when we face our shadow, we not only become aware of our moral imperfections, but also discover our virtues. Confronting a person with their shadow is like showing them their own light. Confronting the shadow isn't just about unveiling our virtues, it also weakens the power of our flaws and weaknesses over our lives. Being aware of issues like anger, selfishness, greed, or aggression, as well as obsessions or compulsions, gives us the chance to control them. We can strive to overcome these flaws or, at the very least, manage their potential harm. As Jung explains, these flaws can be tamed, or at least held in check, when we bring them to consciousness and integrate them into our personality. Within the shadow, we find instinctual drives for aggression, power, and sexuality, which contain vast reservoirs of energy. By becoming aware of and channeling these drives toward higher purposes, they can empower us. They motivate us to take essential risks for a fulfilling life and can even ignite our creativity. As Jung wisely notes, only down below can we find the fiery source of life. But the shadow isn't just a repository of negative traits and weaknesses, it's also a sanctuary for the strengths we've repressed, often due to upbringing or societal pressures. Some people deny their intelligence, creativity, determination, or their ability to challenge corrupt authority figures. The shadow, as Jung explains, isn't limited to morally reprehensible tendencies. It also holds a treasure trove of positive qualities, natural instincts, appropriate reactions, realistic insights, creative impulses, and more. In essence, the shadow embodies both regrettable weaknesses and healthy instinctuality, serving as the crucible for higher consciousness. To fully harness the positive aspects of our inner shadows, we have to integrate it into our lives, allowing it to become a part of our wholeness rather than suppressing it like a prisoner in a cell. This transformative journey is about allowing our inner shadow to coexist within our being. It means reconnecting with the positive aspects of our shadow while minimizing the impact of its negative sides. This development leads to the creation of a character that strives for wholeness. As we progress toward this state of wholeness, we naturally become more attractive to others. Jung beautifully articulated this idea. The shadow is an integral part of the whole personality. The strong person must somewhere harbor weakness, just as the intelligent person must harbor ignorance. Otherwise, they risk coming across as too good to be true, relying on pretense and superficiality. Isn't it a timeless truth that people tend to appreciate the vulnerabilities of the strong and the imperfections of the intelligent more than their strengths and cleverness? Authentic love seeks the totality of a person. Furthermore, those who courageously confront their own shadows play a vital role in healing a divided world. When we face our inner darkness, we stop projecting our own unresolved issues onto political adversaries or people from different backgrounds, whether it's based on race, religion, ethnicity, or gender. Such a person willingly embraces new challenges and internal conflicts. They become a profound mystery to themselves, as they can no longer simply point fingers and say, they are wrong, and they must be opposed. Too often, individuals see all the problems in society and in others, but overlook the far deeper issues within themselves. They fail to acknowledge that they are a fractured character, torn in two. Until individuals confront their own shadowed aspects, they unwittingly contribute to the hostility and divisiveness that plagues the modern world. The person who bravely confronts their shadow understands that whatever is amiss in the world also resides within themselves. By addressing their own shadow, they accomplish something profoundly meaningful for the world. They bear at least a minuscule fraction of the colossal, unresolved social issues of our time. How can one see clearly when they fail to truly see themselves?